And we are back with a little bit of a change up. Actually going to be picking up the the quarterfinals matchup. Ottawa Gold versus SIUE Red. SIUE Red is Proper's dark horse. You heard about it yesterday on Alpha, and they have been performing to that level thus far, having to take on the best guys here. Cruising, how are you feeling about this matchup?
This is it's going to be a scary one for the side of SIUE Red. They are going to need to play absolutely perfect Call of Duty if they want to be able to pick up a win against this Ottawa Gold team, because we know how good this Ottawa Gold team is. They are the #1 seed in power rankings pretty much all year long. 17-0 with a 51-0 map count record. Absolutely ridiculous.
And if we want to check out their bracket up until this point in the playoffs, it's been a lot more of the same. Ottawa Gold they struggle to lose. They just don't know how to, I think. It's something that they might need to work on. You know, losing makes you grow as a person, but they don't believe in that. Just going 3-0s all the way top to bottom. They haven't even looked back up until now. So for SIUE Red, yes, you get the big upset for yourself over UTD COD. You got to 3-0 for it, but it is a whole lot of trouble for them to try and take down this squad.
I mean, absolutely. I think SIUE, if they want to be able to pick up this map win, they're going to have to, or this match win, they're going to have to, like I said at the very start of this, they're going to need to play absolutely perfect Call of Duty like they can, but it's going to be tough, man, to go through this Ottawa Gold team.
For any of you guys that have just tuned in, we can also give you a reminder of the schedule that we have. It is Saturday. It is the 17th. It is time for Call of Duty. We're heading into our quarterfinals matchups now, but we still have the semis coming up here on Alpha, as well as the lower round 7. At that point, it's when it starts getting real deal. Some of the best teams out of the losers bracket fighting to stay alive. So make sure you stick around. Keep a tab open all day for this College COD action. And then obviously, tomorrow is when it all goes down. Those grand finals at 8 p.m. Eastern. Put it in your calendars because it'll be a whole lot of action.
And I mean, this Ottawa Gold team is going to be one of the teams that we expect to see there. We can take a look at our bracket now as well. And you can see Ottawa Gold has just ran through this lower side of the bracket so far. They beat Grossman 3-0, BU Esports 3-0, GVSU Blue 3-0. So very hot games coming in from them. But I mean, SIUE has not been a team to slouch on so far. They 3-0 CUW Esports to start it off. Then they take on UTD COD Orange, and that is a very good team in themselves. They get a 3-0 win over them, and then they 3-0 the St. Clair Saints yesterday. And so leads us to our matchup today here on Alpha between SIUE Red and Ottawa Gold. And I mean, we're in for a good one here.
What I will say is Ottawa Gold didn't have to play their best competition because Colorado Black ended up FFing against GVSU. So they end up going against a 4 seed, an 8 seed, and a 6 seed. I mean, that Butler Esports team aren't slouches, but they're definitely not those top of the top squads. Whereas SIUE Red, they knocked down the #2 seed in UTD COD. They did it cleanly, 3-0, never really looked back. So in terms of since playoffs, who's been playing better competition, it's definitely the Cougars over there on SIUE. And Ottawa, I mean, you've proven yourself time and time again against the best people in their conferences, but are you ready to do it now here in the quarterfinals?
It's still going to be really, really tough. I mean, we can take a look over at Ottawa Gold stats. They have been ridiculous, like I said, this year long. 17-0, 51-0 map count record. And I mean, look at these stats. Hardpoint, they are winning by a differential of 119 seconds. Search and Destroy, 16-0, winning by an average of around 4.5 rounds. And then Control, 16-0, almost 3-0ing every single time through.
What's actually pretty interesting about that, though, is even though they've been the #1 power ranking team, their differences aren't as good in any of the modes as Concord Maroon, who we just saw. So if they continue to fight through and end up playing that Concord team, I'm going to be very interested in how it plays out. But they got to get through SIUE first. If we take a look over at the away team stats right now, they are 12-2 overall. They're a little bit closer in the differentials, but have a very solid search at plus 2.71, and their control ain't too bad, 11-2 overall on the mode.
Yeah, I mean, this has been a good team this year. They've had to fight through some very, very tough divisions for themselves, especially. They were in that Mid America Top Cut division. Purdue Gold and Illini Orange were the two teams that they ended up losing to in that Top Cut. Fortunately for Purdue Gold, they weren't able to play in the playoffs as well. And Illini Orange, we just saw them actually lose to this Ottawa Gold team as well. So SIUE, man, they are going to need to come out with the fire in this series, but they are no team to be sleeping on.
Got to agree with you there. And if we take a look over at like the players on these squads, I mean, for Ottawa, it's Ottawa. They have some of the best players. That's kind of been the storyline all the time. But if we, the maps that we're going to get in first. So Raid Hardpoint to kick things off. We just saw Raid get played Concord in that last one. They won off of Slaying. They won off of that very strong P3. You think it's going to be a similar matchup here for Ottawa Gold, or do you think SIUE are going to surprise a bit?
I mean, SIUE have every capability to come out here on Raid. They're 2-1 on Hardpoint on Raid, so it's not their greatest map and mode combo, but it's definitely not their worst, that's for sure. So they have every chance, but I mean, if you look over at Ottawa Gold, it is a 6-0 map count record, but it's, again, one of those situations like we said in the last map, or in the last series that we watched. You have to pick your poison when you're looking at these teams. I honestly think I would have preferred them to ban out Raid Hardpoint, because since this is, in technical sense, Ottawa Gold's best hardpoint, but I mean, you know what? This is what we got, and SIUE, they need to show why they chose this map, and they need to come out with the fire here.
And it's kind of that thing where it's like, if every hard point is one of Ottawa's best hard points, so you just got to play it and hope that you end up having things go your way. Here we go, though, rushing in onto Raid, and boom goes the dynamite. Already 4 kills for Ottawa Gold. SIU answers with 1. But everyone on that side gets wiped pretty quickly. A good answer, though, on the respawns as they get 3 kills. D-Day going to try and stick around the backside. Herbie in on site to lock it down. The spawns for P2 currently in favor of the Cougars.
One player I did want to touch on for the side of SIUE Red is D-Day. I need him to come out and do what he's done all year long. He's averaging 2.13 KD inside of Hardpoint. He needs to make sure he keeps up that same slaying potential here against the side of Ottawa Gold if they want to come out on top. And I mean, they have done a good job of holding on to the proper side of the spawn. So they are going to have a good setup here for the second side, and we're going to have to see how good Ottawa Gold is at breaking from the front.
As well as on SIUE, their players, they came out big in yesterday's matchup against UTD. Mythic and Plasmid did very well for themselves on these respawn modes. They racked up a whole lot of kills, and you're seeing it right there as Plasmid puts down another double kill, already 5-2 to kick things off. Ooh, big trade there inside, meaning nobody is on the site for a moment, but Chris Radio moves in to take it in favor of Ottawa, and now SIUE are having to play from the left side in. They have no real precedent to get over towards that P3 spawn, and they're still not getting time here on P2. A good setup for Ottawa Gold.
Yeah, I mean, SIUE did get the back spawns for a short period of time. They're never really able to find a ton of time there, though, on that second hill. And you can already see all of Ottawa Gold is putting focus on trying to push towards this next side of the map, because if they do, and they win the gunfights, it will spawn SIUE back towards the old hill. And every gunfight win right now that you're seeing Ottawa Gold win, it's helping them on this rotation.
And I think there is just one big obvious elephant in the room when we look at these players' loadouts. It's Plasmid. It's that sight he decides to put on his Krig 6, but has managed to do very, very well with it. That big box sight. So a lot of pressure onto him to continue trying to do what he can to get his team moving forward. Right now, it is a very slow start for SIUE, but they get the breakdown there on the backside. They still have plenty of time here on P3 to close this gap and then focus on that rotation back over towards the courts.
And they're able to break on in, so it's really going to be up to Plasmid here. He does fall, though, so scrap time should go to the side of Ottawa Gold here. And now you can see all SIUE Red. They're going to try to make their rotation all the way over towards the next hill, which is going to be our basketball hill. But unfortunately for D-Day, E2N is going to win it. I believe that's Ethan Too Nice. He's going to be able to pick up that gunfight in the back, and just very unfortunate. But SIUE Red, they do hold those water spawns right now, but they have to try to fight up from these. They want these back spawns. They don't want to give too much time to Ottawa Gold here again.
106 to 31 is the difference. So over 70 points already gained by Ottawa Gold for this lead. And there comes Herbie, gets the 2. Actually, I take that back. One of them was his own teammate, but he did kill 2 members there, pushing in on site. A very clean, very fast retake for Ottawa Gold, and that's kind of their bread and butter. You just do it clinically. You get in onto the sites. You don't have to be the first ones there on the rotation if you're that good at slaying, and then they hold onto it well as well. SIUE, just where does it happen? How do you start getting some of these hills away from Ottawa when they are just so good at rushing in and taking whatever they want?
It feels like the break potential is there for the side of SIUE. We've seen them break a few times in, but it's just not consistent enough right now against Ottawa Gold. They're just way too good at being able to stack onto these hills. I think if you're SIUE, I think you need to put more focus instead of just holding onto rotations into winning gunfights on rotation. We're not seeing them really take those fights too much. Instead, they're getting outpositioned and outclassed on those rotations. And right now, I think that's why you're seeing Ottawa Gold coming away with so much time on every time we see it. And here we go again. They lose the fights on rotation, and Ottawa Gold is set up inside the hill.
Early streak potential here for Herbie. Gonna try and go over the top side. Sees D-Day, and there you go. Artillery strike, cruise missile, 1-2 like it means nothing to the man. 8 streak on the life, 13 and 5 overall. And how about you just have the most time on objective as well? He's putting together an MVP performance to kick off this first map. And SIUE already probably looking toward that search and destroy. They knew that the hard points would be very difficult to stick with these Ottawa members, but this is just another level of domination from the 1 seed.
Yeah, and I think that's where they're going to need to try to find success here against this Ottawa Gold team. You need to be able to win those search and destroys because you just don't have the slaying power that the side of Ottawa Gold has. And it's hard to say, but I mean, if you're looking at the same scoreboard as me right now, it's all right there. The streaks are going to start to rain in now as well to keep the side of SIUE off. Herbie's able to find 3, and you got Ottawa Gold back on this hill. They were able to get 175 seconds on the first set of rotation, Morgan.
Yeah, everything's just going in their favor. That is a ridiculous amount of score. And I mean, SIUE got 60 seconds for themselves as well, so when they were on the point, it was pretty much uncontested, and anytime Ottawa decided that they wanted to get on the point themselves, they completely cleared out their opponents. That's really the difference. And moving in, if they manage to get back to a map number 4, do SIUE, you better hope that you won maps 2 and 3, because it just seems like this mode is all in favor of Ottawa. Another 3 kills go over to the team in gold. Everybody is even or positive. Everybody has over a minute on the objective, where the best for SIUE is 33 seconds per minute.
It's just ridiculous. It's only Plasmid on the side of SIUE that's even able to keep up with the slaying right now from the side of Ottawa Gold. And I mean, he's only keeping up because he's positive. It's not even that crazy. Ottawa Gold have just ran away with this game right now, like they have many, many times earlier in this year. And I mean, you can already see it. You've got all of SIUE red. They need to try to push him from the front, but they're just running into the crossfire set up by Ottawa Gold.
235 and counting. This is almost certainly going to be the final hill as Plasmid gets put down. Mythic, the last one to make something happen, can't get the one in on sight. And we get the last 5 seconds here. Go for the contest. Try and play for your pride, not prize, because this map is already going. Ottawa Gold with a statement here. They win it by the second P2, 250 to 59, and we're already moving over to map number 2.
Yeah, I mean, that was a blowout. I don't think there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It was very, very good map from the side of Ottawa Gold. And I mean, like I said, going into that, I don't think I would have wanted to see SIUE play them on that map in mode combo. This is a map where if you're able to rotate and get a ton of time on it, you could just absolutely run away with the score. And we saw Ottawa do it there. They were able to string P1, 2, and 3 together, and they found themselves up, 140 seconds at the end of the 3rd hill. It's just one of those maps where you need to have your rotations on point, and I feel like against a team like Ottawa Gold, that's just not a map where you want to play.
It's really impressive the amount of score they put together in such a short amount of time. I mean, usually you see teams get all the way to the 3rd point to not this winning it on the 2nd time you're in that kitchen. So another level there for Ottawa Gold, and they're showing why they're the top seed. But SIUE, you cannot count them out. They still have the search and destroy coming up. They still have the control coming up to try and show that it was a mode difference, not a team difference. But falling back on that first step is always going going to be something hard to overcome. Taking a map off of this Ottawa Gold that are yet to lose a map ever this season, it is going to be a next level accomplishment if it gets done.
Okay, I will say this though. I like this map pick from the side of SIUE.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Ottawa Gold have not played Search and Destroy on Checkmate this season. So this is a great map pick from the side of SIUE. They're only 2-1 on this mode, but they have some reps on it at the very least. I would imagine Ottawa Gold have played this in other tournaments and other things, but the fact that they haven't played it in CCL yet, they haven't played it against some very good competition or the competition that they'll at least be playing it here today. So you never know. SIUE could still come out here. They could still be able to pick up this game win. It's really going to depend, though, on being able to find those opening kills on offense. You need to make sure you're always securing your defenses on Checkmate, Search, and Destroy, and making sure you can steal a couple of those offenses away.
And Search and Destroy is where SIUE really surprised UTD COD yesterday. It was on Moscow instead of Checkmate, but all about Plasmid and Mythic coming through really big throughout the entire game. Let's see what they can do here. Is Mythic going to be the first one forward? Sprays down a lot of damage, but both members get the cross there for Ottawa, and it's a 1-for-1 trade to kick things off. Plasmid underneath with the big box site, looking to spot anybody out as the 3v2 man advantage goes over towards Ottawa Gold. The defense looking solid to start, and Herbie just playing aggressively gets caught out when he hears him drop.
And that could hurt Ottawa Gold and if they choose to try to play this aggressively over and over again. But you can see Buzz, he does get spotted out by Radial, but he finds the kill. So it's going to be a one-on-one for Buzz versus Prophesied. And Prophesied knows exactly where he is up in that plane. He spots him out again, and 1 versus 1. And Buzz comes out on top. Huge round win for the side of SIUE Red as they get a good start here going up 1-0.
Boom goes Buzz. Seemingly impossible situation, being down 2 versus 1 against these Ottawa players, and just decides to get that information on the Prophesied and re-challenge it to find those shots when you needed him most. He showed up, and now switching sides, it's a 1-round advantage. The absolute necessary thing for SIUE. Get that momentum early and try and hold on to it.
Absolutely. And I think it's exactly what we said earlier in our matchup with Concord Maroon. If you're going to beat this team, you got to do it, and you got to do it early. You want to try to build a bit of a lead here in the Search and Destroy. They were able to win their defenses, which I said was so huge. I can't allow SIUE Red to lose a single defense here because offenses are so much harder to win. Mythic's able to open it up with the first blood, but Prophesied is shooting nukes through the right side of the map. He's able to find 2 before getting traded out, and now we're going to have a 2 versus 2. Ethan should be able to get this bomb down, though.
What an answer, though, by Plasmid. Locks down that shot long range, so you're left with the ARs of SIUE trying to make it happen. Buzz has already shown he has that clutch potential if he just gets the information on where Ottawa Gold is playing from. Now they go into a 1v1, though, and up close and personal, the 74U is always going to stand strong. Plasmid trades it back, and it's a 1 versus 1. 20 seconds on the top. Radial challenges, full speed ahead, and that's a clutch the other way. Ottawa Gold tie it back up, and we are just trading attacking sides right now.
Yeah, a great round, though, from the side of from SIUE. They were almost able to close that one out. You would have loved to see them be able to close it, but not going to be the case. So, again, another attacking round win. Like you said, a little bit less likely to see here on this map, but you would like to see them start trying to pick up those defensive wins. Unfortunately, not going to be the case there, but Buzz so far has been very impressive for me in this map.
A much better showing out of SIUE overall, though, as they are standing even with Ottawa. Buzz getting very aggressive here right up the center to hold off and open things up for his teammates. Ottawa not meeting it as aggressively. Last time they had 2 defenders here in the top side of plane. Now they kind of delay pushing Herbie up to meet up there with Chris Radial. You see the itching moment now. SIUE, they want to push forward. They want to get around this corner. It's just when will the call happen? Slide, and Buzz going to be the first one to turn it. Throw some shoulder. See who he can find. Plasmid finally opens up the kills onto E2 when Mythic going for the round the backside flank if he can get there, but holding off. Or no, that was Buzz going around the backside. He's going to be there in time, tries to get that first kill, finds it on the Prophesied. Chris Radial immediately able to transfer back with 2 big time shots for Chris Radial to keep things even, but now he needs to keep clutching up and find the ace to get his team this round.
And if he finds the kill, these last 2 kills, he'll be 1 kill off of streaks as well. Let's not forget. But I mean, if you're SIUE red here, you're rotating towards this A site. You need to try to get it down as quickly as possible over here. Just have D-Day watch over you from the bomb. And Chris Radio does not care. He's like, hey, you want to plant over at A? You go right ahead. He feels very comfortable in trying to be able to retake this. And it looks like it's going to be a hit coming in through this top wing.
Oh, but the 2v1 is such an easier post plant here on A. He is going to peek it, and I don't think he saw him. Chris Radial now pushing forward. No information the other way. There goes the kill onto Plasmid. He thinks the man is still to his right, though, making so much noise. D-Day just needs to find this timing. They can't find each other. Playing ring around the Rosie, sees the head, sprays it out, gets the shot just in time, and another attacking side win. That one was ugly, but SIUE managed to come out on top.
Wow, that could have... There was like 12 different timings that could have gone a different way in that round that would have won him the round, and unfortunately does not come out on top. So there you go. SIUE, you get a couple good breaks there. You're able to win the round on offense again. Now let's pick up a defense here. You were almost able to do it in the last round. If you can pick up a defense against this Ottawa Gold team, you have absolutely every capability of being able to pick up this map win here.
And on Ottawa's side, Chris Radial is obviously the one keeping them in this 6-2 thus far. But E2N still hasn't gotten onto the board, is 0-3, and that's another first blood going over to the Cougars as well as Prophesied falls to Plasmid. Plasmid going big right now, 5-3 to stay even with Buzz. But as the kill gets traded back, we go into the 3 versus 3, and all the members of Ottawa look to take control of this plane. You got to worry about Buzz from the outside. He switches over to the Craig 6 from the defense here. Finally going to spray some shots out. I thought Chris was going to turn on it. It doesn't quite happen. D-Day gets caught up in the middle of the map, and we stay even 2-2 on the line.
I feel like SIUE was giving too much map control to the side of Ottawa Gold there. They basically were giving them a free plant in at B, but Ottawa did not take it at SIUE. Take the defense. Here we go. This is probably the best chance somebody has had to take a map off of Ottawa Gold so far, up 3-1 on this checkmate. And I think you're starting to see why Ottawa Gold has not played Checkmate Search and Destroy all year long. It's starting to hurt them a little bit here.
Yeah, and they decide to go with taking control underneath the plane instead of actually pushing in on the site, which they didn't know, but we obviously did know was pretty wide open. When you're underneath the plane here on the attacking side, it is so easy to get shot down from exactly where Buzz set himself up. That's why he got that 2 streak. That's why he's now up to 6-2. And with the 2-round lead, one more attacking side would really give SIUE all they could ask for. They would have that 3-round lead. Not going to be easy, though. Prophesied gets the first shot down onto Buzz. That's the best member of SIUE gone, and Mythic still inside the plane looking to find any type of angle, any pixel to shoot at. Plasmid rotating around the bottom side, covering with that AR. You have to worry about Prophesied in the long-range battle. They spot each other out. It's an even fight, and Prophesied gets his second kill of the round.
That's huge, too, because they are also on defense right now, so if they can pick up a defensive win for their side, it would be so big. I love the setup that they have with the 2 players on the bomb as well. It really just doesn't give much room for the side of SIUE to even be able to push on in there, and then they lose all their gunfights on the outside to Prophesied. They're just not in a great situation right now. They might try to wrap this back over towards A, but no, it looks like they don't have enough information. They're choosing to bring it back over towards this B side, but there's just a whole line of gunfire set up for them as soon as they peek it.
You're going to have to find it here on B, though, because trying to defend a plant by A is so difficult when you don't have a man advantage. And there it goes. Mythic trades 1-for-1, and it's all up to D-Day. What can he find? Herbie going to keep throwing those shoulders around the corner and into the spray of lead. Ottawa able to get one back, but they're still behind now as you swap sides again. SIUE trying to continue from this defensive power position.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great round, too. Like I said, Radial was just able to find those 2 kills on the outside with the AR. It really opens up your round when you're on defense there. Makes offense so much harder to win. I feel like the success to winning offense is you got to find that first blood. And once you find that first blood, it makes opening it up the inside bomb side a lot easier. We saw that on the last round from Ottawa Gold as well. They found that first blood in the top of the plane. They did not push up there and get any more time out of it through the remainder of the round. And now you're seeing a very similar setup coming in from the boys of SIUE that we just saw from Ottawa Gold.
Great go. First one around the corner. E2N shut down aggressively. And here we go. Just big skill streaks either way. It goes Zebra on the kill feed back and forth as we end up being 2-2 overall. Chris Radial sitting at 6-4 with Herbie with him. Going to be able to get this plant down. It's a difficult retake here for SIUE. Big sprays though out of D-Day. And all of a sudden it's a 1-for-1. Has to re-challenge. Herbie just not there as Plasmid gets the last man falling right into his lap. It's an easy defuse, and the defense stands strong for SIUE. Cougars looking to upset and be the first team to take a map off of Ottawa Gold.
I feel like that's a big mistake from Ottawa Gold there too. Like, Herbie, you don't need to challenge that like that. The bomb is down, dude. Like, you know where the player is. Like, I feel like that's just a very cocky move from the side of Ottawa Gold here. It's just not something that you need to do. Maybe play your time a little bit there and just play your life. You know where the player is. Look, like he sees him and he just full on takes the re-challenge after. No need to do that. Just kind of back up, play your time. Because if Ottawa Gold is going to do that against a team like Concord Maroon will take advantage of that every single time. So they need to be a little bit more careful here, I think.
Right now, Ottawa Gold still need to reach Concord Maroon. They're only up one map over SIUE, and it's not looking the best right now. D-Day going to be jumping, see what information he can find with the Craig 6 in hand. The big issue on this defensive side or really the big issue from the attacking side for SIUE is Prophesied there on the defense. He has locked them down with that AR, taking any and every firefight pretty well for himself, and it's just very difficult to win these close-range firefights against Chris Radial and Herbie to actually get the chance to put down a plant. There goes First Blood down onto Mythic, and everything really starts falling apart from the attacking side once you lose that first man.
And you can see SIU's putting a ton of pressure on this bottom side of the map, but Ethan Too Nice finds another kill on the outside, and that's going to be Ottawa Gold with another 4 versus 2 advantage here on defense. Their defenses have started to look stronger and stronger as this game has gone along.
It's starting to feel more and more like whoever can win the next attacking side is going to be the one that ends up winning this game. Yes, SIUE can get away with just winning defense consistently, but if they give up one, they lose that defensive momentum that they have built up until this point. It can fall apart very, very quickly. D-Day able to get that one more kill onto Herbie. Just take what he can get. Now challenging a little more aggressively. Gets one more. This shouldn't be possible to win, but at least shutting down some of these members gets yourself a little bit of a streak building up is something. Timer runs out. Ottawa Gold take a round back, and it goes 4-3 on the round count.
Something that you said earlier in the round, you said that it really feels like it's going to be that next team to pick up an offensive win will win this game. The crazy part about that is SIUE have already gotten that offensive win that they need, so they can still close it out with a few defenses, right? So that's good for them, but they need to make sure that they do that. They need to shut Ottawa down on defense continuously. We saw Ottawa Gold's first offense. It looked very good out of them. They were very quick into the plane, got the bomb down. The last couple offenses, they've kind of been very staggered with their pushes, haven't been able to get the trades out the way that they want. So if Ottawa Gold do want to come out with this map win, I feel like this round is almost a must-win for them.
Here we go. Prophesied going to be pushing up around the outside. He has Plasmid waiting and D-Day inside the site. Look at the aggression right now out of Ottawa, though. Full steam run in on site, and Plasmid was ready for it. This is why SIUE gave that site up the last time they were on defense. They get Plasmid with the double kill. Buzz throws in a good Semtex, and ETN, where did your teammates go? All alone in the 1 versus 4, and it looks like SIUE will be the first team up to map point. It'll take a miracle now for ETN to make anything happen. D-Day has him pinned down in this corner, and there it goes. First kill is going to come through. Now try and find that plant for yourself. Waiting actually to re-challenge onto Plasmid. He'll go down. Plasmid gets 3 kills, and SIUE gets to round 5.
They just got absolutely shut down in that round on defense again. And I mean, it's like we said, defense is so much easier to win on this map and mode combo, and you're seeing Plasmid, why he likes to use that site, man, just absolutely raining down fire. He's able to find the opening 2 First Bloods there. And Ottawa Gold, man, they are in a spot where they might be able to lose their first map here in the CCL to the side of SIUE Red.
They need 3 straight against a very defensive-sided search and destroy map. SIUE have been looking very good. Plasmid has woken up 11-5 to try and carry his team through, and actually going to be clearing out the top side of the map now to provide some crossfire support for the bomb planter. Buzz all the way up towards A. Gonna see E2 win. Loses that firefight, and so First Blood goes over to Ottawa Gold, making things a little bit tougher now for the bomb planter inside plane.
And you can see they're just trying to push their way up towards this B site still. And once you get that first blood going to the side of Ottawa Gold, it makes their job so much easier. But Mythic sneaks on through. It will have to be a 4 versus 3 retake for the side of Ottawa Gold. If he can get out with his life, it's huge, and he does. So now SIUE Red have a chance to be able to pick this round up.
And they have plasmids set up for that crossfire as well to try and knock people down. But Herbie's just going to try and ninja this. He's still alive past the halfway point. No one's re-challenging now. And it's a ninja right under their noses. That's the risk of going for that early plant. Well played by Ottawa, but they still have 2 rounds they need to pick up.
It's so hard to pick up that bomb and watch it in a 3 versus 4. They didn't have Plasmid in the position outside that they wanted, where he could watch that from the back of that A lane, and so they don't end up seeing it. They end up losing the round there, but they are heading back to a defense now, so SIUE Red, they still can do it here. I believe that right now, if we're looking overall kills, it's got to be pretty dead even. I think SIUE might just have the or the number advantage at the moment. So if we do end up seeing a final round, it could end up being back-to-back SIUE Red. So Ottawa Gold need to win this round and win it pretty convincingly to secure themselves a final defense.
Radio looking to be the first one out in the middle of the map. He finds Buzz with the timing, puts 2 more bullets in just to make sure. And now it's the 3v4 advantage towards Ottawa Gold. This could be terrible. If SIUE don't win this defensive round, they're going to have to clutch up on an attacking side, I believe. And so now they just hold off to it, completely commit on this B site, try and find that 1 kill to even up the man differential, but they don't get it. Chris Radial gets another one. The man with the bomb already with the 2-piece, and now you see the aggression coming out. Plasmin has to drop out. He is found on the outside of the wing. Chris Radial gets 3, and his team cleans it up. Ottawa Gold have managed to come from 2 maps down to tie it up, and now we hit round 11 with everything on the line.
In the middle of that round, I was doing some counting. I was like 26 to 27. It was right there. I don't know if D-Day found that final kill before he fell, but if he did, if he found that final kill on those backsteps, I believe he may have secured them a final defense. And yes, he does. So SIUE Red will get the defense here by 1 kill over Ottawa Black just because he was able to find that final kill. And now you're looking at SIUE. You need to clutch up here in this final defense. You don't want to go down 2-0 to Ottawa Gold. You need to steal this map from them. Ottawa Gold have looked pretty... They have looked like they can be beaten on defense here on this map. We'll have to see if the side of SIUE can do it. It's just been a very slow hit so far from Ottawa Gold. Nobody has dropped yet on this map, but you can see Mythic is getting up into a very powerful position on the outside of that B site. If that bomb goes down and he's still alive there, he can absolutely make a flank play through from the back.
Just don't give up first blood for SIUE. Whenever they have been the one getting that first kill, it has gone so well, but it falls apart so quickly. Checkmate is really dependent on it, and Herbie finds Buzz. Now the top side is wide open. They're going to go for an ace plant. Herbie following it up and pushing forward is Chris Radial. Are SIUE even ready for this? Are they even expecting it to happen? E2N the first one to try and peek this corner as Mythic makes sure to clear out the rest of the top plane, but the plant about to come through. Here it is. D-Day spots him out, gets the information, trying to spray down ETN, cannot quite get it, and now getting cleaned up by Prophesied. It is a 2v4 clutch required for SIUE to steal this map away.
The balls on Ottawa Gold to be able to push over towards A, get that bomb down after finding the first blood. It's going to be up to Mythic and Plasmid. They need to find these kills. They were able to find one on Prophesied, who was on the opposite side of the map, but with only 20 seconds left, they have to do this, and they got to move fast.
Gonna try and go in, try and sneak it down, needs the support, just start defusing it, just start going for it. Gonna pull the trigger beforehand, that's gonna give the information away, but in comes Plasmid. What a good play to start it off. It gets cleaned up, though. Ottawa Gold managed to survive. They win 3 straight, all on map point, and they go up 2-0 over SIUE.
Radial from behind clutched up so big there. That round absolutely could have gotten thrown on its head, Morgan. They could have won it. What a play call from Ottawa Gold to decide, hey, let's get a first blood here and then rotate completely over towards A. It was the right call. SIUE had 3 players inside that top plane. They were not giving it up. And that's the issue when you give up that A site like that and your one player over there falls. It makes the bomb plant so easy over towards it. You don't see it often, but it comes through here, and Ottawa Gold able to clutch up 6-5, but they looked vulnerable.
But you also saw the risk of planting on the A site is it is very easily ninja'd from right out underneath you. If Ottawa doesn't send the flanking member around the back side where they're not covering, they don't have that overwatch, that is easily ninja'd and taken the other direction. So a risky play, it pays off, and Ottawa stay perfect on the season. We're going to be going into a checkmate control map 3 to see if they can close it out with a clean sweep. But before that, we will send it over to a quick break. Second matchup of the day here on Alpha, still rolling strong. Stick around. We will be right back. Hello and welcome back. We are ready to go. About to jump into map number 3 between Ottawa Gold and SIUE Red. Cruz, what are you thinking about this map?
This one's an interesting one for sure. This is SIUE's best checkmate. They are best control. They are 6-0 on checkmate. Ottawa Gold is 7-0 on checkmate control. So this is about to be an absolute bloodbath. It's really going to come down to this AR battle, I think. Plasmid and Buzz need to go so big for the side of SIUE Red. They were able to make Ottawa Gold look vulnerable on checkmate search and destroy. They need to pick up this win if they want to stay alive in winner's bracket here.
Starting in from the attacking side will be SIUE Red, and it looks like they are focusing in on the B site here. They want to take top lane control, but D-Day just ready for him. Actually, no, I think the sides might be switched because D-Day is over here. Yeah, so sorry on that. I had the colors backwards. That's on me. It is actually going to be Ottawa Gold coming in from the attacking side as SIUE Red played this defense. Pushing in towards the top of plane now is Buzz. He gets into the firefight for himself versus E2N, finds that big kill, and a good starting hold right now for SIUE.
Yeah, it's definitely not the worst for them. They are unfortunately still down 2 in lives to the side of Ottawa Gold, but they are on defense. It's the stronger positioning on this map once again. It's kind of weird because you flip it on its head and defense is still stronger, but it's one of the tougher ones to win, especially if you can get pinned in that spawn trap. But I don't think that we'll be seeing too much of that in this series from the side of SIUE with how strong Ottawa Gold's guns really are, but they still have every ability to be able to do it nonetheless. You can see Ethan Too Nice is just trying to make his way up through the bottom, but that's going to be 3 down for the side of SIUE Red, and it's really only Propheside who's up right now for the side of Ottawa Gold.
And I mean, Ottawa keeps trying to push in towards that B side. It has not paid off at all, and they only got 23 seconds left to play with. What do they decide to do? Plasmid deep in, trying to pin in on that spawn trap. Ends up getting cleaned up by Chris Radial. 3 quick kills the other direction by Ottawa, and now it opens things up. The B site still. They are going to live or die off of picking up that B site, and overall, they are only down 1 life, so it might come down to that as the timer becomes a big issue. Now evened up. Plasmid around the outside, looking to find some shots. Has a man on the top of the wing, gets taken down, and 2 more kills. What a turnaround all of a sudden by Ottawa Gold. Buzz gets a double kill to try and keep his team alive, but he falls, and all of a sudden, boom, they get the B site, they finish it off, and
oh man,
my goodness.
That's just another thrown away round from SIUE. Finally, Ottawa Gold puts the right string of kills together to open up the map for themselves to get out. And once you get Ottawa Gold in power positions with Craig, it is so hard to be able to drop them off those spots. And then SIUE, they're just not able to get back to the hill. Ottawa Gold able to clutch up that round in the man disadvantage. But man, you just gotta think that this is just time and time again. SIUE are just letting these rounds get away from them, Morgan. That search and destroy, it was 2 offensive rounds, 1 in a row from Ottawa Gold to close that game out in round 11. And then now being able to pick up an offensive round here on defense. Very strong showing from them, but it's just very unfortunate for the side of SIUE Red.
Yeah, and what hurts the most is just having such control there in the first round. It seemed like it was basically over, and Ottawa Gold are barely able to get there in time. They get a couple big kills, and that just shuts it down, sending everyone back to respawns on SIUE, where you were only down by 1 life. You easily could have slayed that out if you could have gotten there on time. It's just things don't quite line up. Now, though, from the attacking side, they try to rush in, be the first guys on towards A, but Prophesy doing what he can, gets the help out from his teammates. 3 quick kills for Ottawa Gold, and they shut down the initial push here by SIUE.
And this is the worry for SIUE now, is they are going to get pinned in this spawn trap from the side of Ottawa Gold. This is what I wanted to see the side of SIUE doing in the last round to Ottawa Gold, but it's going to be the other way around now. All the players of Ottawa Gold are just set up and ready to crossfire on any players from the side of SIUE as they try to leave their spawn right now. Chris Radio is going so big in the back. I don't know how he doesn't fall to that grenade, but he does finally get dropped by the guns. And I mean, with only 15 seconds left, Ottawa, SIUE, they need to go so big. They need to find kills and get into touching one of these zones to stop that clock.
Well, Buzz trying to kick things off here, pushing all the way in towards B underneath the plane. Mythic has his back, gets the headshot onto Prophesied. Maybe a little bit of time starting to get gained underneath. Chris Radial gets killed as well. Okay, Buzz starting to wake up as in come SIUE. Gonna make or break right here as they get the first tab of progress at B and start working towards their second. You still got to clean up the men coming in next. Chris Radial gonna turn the corner, gets that first kill onto Buzz. Plasmid has to be there to try and trade something back and get to that second tab of control. So if you end up capping up A now, you have a whole lot of progress by B, but Plasmid just running, trying to keep the life alive as Ottawa looking to clean up these last two members. 9.5 seconds remaining. One more break will essentially end things, and every member that's still alive on the map for SIUE need to be ready to rush in. I think that final kill is gonna cinch things though, as Ottawa Gold close it off from the defensive side. They go up 2-0 on the control and are looking to finish off this clean sweep strongly.
Yeah, they finally get to shutting it down, and it closes out the rest of that game completely for them there. Ottawa Gold just able to come away with that round. I mean, SIUE definitely made it interesting towards the middle of that, but now SIUE down 2-0 here. They need to make sure they're able to pick up this next defense for themselves so they can continue on in this. Otherwise, they're going to drop to that loser's bracket. And I mean, that gauntlet is never a place where you want to be.
Especially as a team that was having so much luck against these good teams to have to go down and face some people that are hot hands in the loser's bracket. So a lot of the times you see in these double elimination tournaments that guys that lose later in the winner's side might get upset very quickly in that loser's bracket, but people just have that momentum of knowing they are one loss away. So never the position you want to be in. You would love to turn things around here and now, but things just are not lining up for SIUE thus far. What you got to give them credit for, though, is playing so well with Ottawa Gold, being one round away from taking a map off of the top dogs. SIUE are not a team to be trifled with, and I still think they have some more games for themselves coming up after this one. I just don't see how they can take this control, and they're just avoiding right now being clean swept if they can.
Yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you. I mean, maybe they might be offensive round win, but Ottawa Gold on defense is going to be really, really tough to beat. I don't want to count them completely out yet, but after the throw in that search and destroy, it's a little bit hard, man. You can already see, like, just all the players on Ottawa Gold are playing very, very confidently right now. They're able to push up the map and get a little bit more map control. And once they're able to find a few of these kills underneath the plane, they might be able to open up one of these sites to start getting a tick on in. It's exactly what happens as player number 3 hops on towards this A site, and now the ticks progress starts to come on in.
Prophesied just holding the angle, waiting for anyone to go in front. Actually switched over to the 74U after being that AR all day. 14-9 thus far. It is working out for him, and there's the first tab of control in their favor. 27 seconds remaining for SIUE, are looking to try and close this out before they cap up A. Play for that timer, but just nobody is going to peek in time, and there it goes. Easy money. A site capped up. Just rotate right over to B. It's only a 1 life differential, so still a chance to win this defensive side, but we saw if Ottawa gets to their power positions, it'll fall apart real quick.
I feel like that's a big mistake from SIUE there as well. They allow Ottawa to be able to push from zone to zone, as opposed they send too many forces towards that A site. You needed to see them maybe push back and try to play for some exit kills and retakes, but they weren't able to do it, and now Ottawa Gold are looking primed to get this game win. That's going to be another kill out, and I think that's just about going to do it.
And as Ottawa look to just wrap up this final map, you see some streaks coming down as well. We have the Charlie match on stream with them. Liberty Red taking on FSU Garnet. Map 1 here on the Moscow hardpoint. And a good first rotation of kills, it looks like, for Florida State. They have about a 60-point lead over Liberty, but you can never count those birds out, trying to hold on and get back into it. Rosin right now for FSU Guarding, pushing forward as the final best play finishes out there on the Alpha match. We'll go full screen now on Charlie. We got more college action as all these teams are playing at the same time. Rosin looking to get this flank behind onto Roarer and really lock down P3 for Liberty Red.
Yeah, and you can see there's 2 players on the side of Liberty Red that are trying to push in through the back right now, but Roar in the back for Liberty Red is going so huge. He's able to find one. He does end up falling. That might be able to flip these spawns out, and yes, it does. So Liberty Red lose those back spawns. It's FSU Garnett who's back there now. They got every chance in the world to be able to hop on into this and try to string P2 and 3 together.
Couple good kills there for Liberty. Big three-piece for them, actually, as they continue to push further and further back. Now Curb needs to make something happen. Finds the first one in a close snap, but goes down on that trade. This rotation from P3 to P4, I think, could really start to make or break Liberty's chances, as they have a good hold right now. They're racking up a bit of time, bringing it back to within 50 as Exile goes 1 for 1, and Curb stays in on site. He ends up getting sprayed down, and that puts all the pressure onto Mental. The first one to rotate around the backside, get to the bus and hold off to let his teammate rotate from those far spawns.
Yeah, Mental's going to have to go so big for Liberty Red here. He has 2 players just outside of that room that are going to be trying to push on into him, and he's going to take the first fight. He's able to win the first one, can't pick up the second, though, so that should leave an opening now for the rest of FSU Garnett to try to get out and try to be able to break on into this hill. But, I mean, not a terrible setup at all by any means from Liberty Red on the other side.
And continuing to rack up more and more time as Exile isn't actually in on the point. They're just giving this point over to Curb. And I kind of like this setup for Liberty Red because P1 after the first rotation can be such a powerful hill. If you're the first team to spawn on it, you can really force FSU Garnet off and away, get P1 into P2, start turning it into a lot of points. So this game is not over by any means, despite there being a nearly 40-point lead for FSU Garnet. Big shots there by Equal, going to knock down Mental in the long range, and a lot of pressure onto Curb now to stand his own against this rotation that's actually going all the way around to the top of Eskies.
I think one thing that we need to be looking at as well here on Moscow, which always has the opportunity to sneak on past us, is that game clock. It's sitting at a minute 47 right now, but this first hill is usually a very contest-heavy hill, so we could end up seeing this game clock run down to just around a minute. That only favors FSU Garnett, who are currently in the lead of this game as well. But you can see Liberty Red right now, all they want to really do on this hill is just kind of contest out for the time being. They've got those spawns for P2, and if they can contest this for long enough, get enough time on this, and get that full rotation over there, they can bring themselves right back into this game.
Mental was putting out some real work there for a second. Got 3 kills just dancing around the members of FSU Garnet. And as you said, just have someone in to contest right now. Waste the time. You are only down by 40 points. If you can hold on to the P2 spawns, anything can happen. Now you actually get guys spawning out, though. Roarer up in that top left section. You have people all over the map for both teams, but it looks like Liberty are still going to hold on to those P2 spawns. You get a kill in on site, making it a 46-point difference on this next hill. Plenty of time to get back into it if Liberty get a good hold. Now the pressure switches over to FSU to try and force them off and hold on to a solid lead.
Yeah, but FSU is primed to make a nice hit in from the boulevard here. It's really going to be up to Toddy in the top of the window. He needs to find as many kills as he can up there, and he finds both players trying to push through. This should at least give them those back spawns guaranteed now. They continue to rain down fire, and they are able to hold on to this for the time being.
Oh, what good teamwork out of Liberty Red. Everybody has everyone else's back. The crossfires are in there. I keep thinking someone is about to get flanked, and then the guy shooting at him gets taken down. But here comes Lep. Perfect timing for him to rush through. Toddy answers still in that window, getting so many good guns. And this game gets evened up into single digits with a chance and actually a guarantee that Liberty Red take this lead. FSU Garnet putting all the marbles now here on P3, P4. They did good on it last time, but will they do good enough to lock out this game now that Liberty Red has momentum? They have the lead, and they're starting to rush their way across the map.
Liberty Red need to wait for all their teammates to come off, though. They really have one solid hit at trying to bake these back spawns. That's what they want to do first. You don't want to fight this from the front if you don't have to. So here comes in the hit. They're going to try to actually break this from the front for the time being and spawn these players out. Just trades are just going to rain down back and forth for the time being. But Lep falls, and the trades don't work out in the favor of Liberty Red, and FSU Garnet will continue to spawn up in the back and be able to reinforce this hill.
Actually, though, Liberty did force off everybody that was in on site, so contested for a while. It stayed tied up, and there's only about 25 seconds remaining. They can start focusing on P4, and I think they really need to. You see Roarer starting to move that way down south. Curb following him closely behind as Toddy and Mental still put work here on the current hill, forcing FSU Garnet to respect it. This initial firefight could really break a lot, and Roarer in there for the first kill. He knocks down Rosin and is ready to continue slaying. playing. Liberty have come from behind, and they are looking to close things out here and now on P4. Curb needs to get in and just start racking up this time as the last two members of Liberty Red start to provide some covering fire. Mental has the ability to get a very big pinch on here if the timing is right, but if he misses it out and walks in front of Lep, that could be a big issue. Exile on the backside gets one big kill. Mental finds the kill onto Lep before getting traded back, and it is still Curb just racking up time, but there he goes, gets cleaned out, and now Liberty Red are on the back foot. They only have 10 more seconds to try and force FSU Garnet off and complete this comeback. Exile gets shot down. Roarer has really locked in that site, and Toddy there as well. 2 big kills. Rosin again, the 1v1 around the corner, finds the first onto Mental. Rosin gets the double kill, and it's 3 quick ones. FSU trying to close it off of that MVP play. Lep is on the site. Exile is in there as well, and Liberty Red, they're gonna fall just short as FSU Garnet pick up map 1.
They were in such a tough situation at the end of that there. They held on to the rotation. They got the setup initially how they wanted to, but they just couldn't pull out the finish on that game. And I think what's really, really tough about that one in particular is they were battling 2 things at the end there. They weren't just battling the fact that they needed to make sure they stopped the side of FSU from getting onto the hill. They also needed to make sure that they weren't contesting time on the hill, because if they contested time, that very well could have gone to the game clock there, and they would lose either way. They basically needed to not only get all the kills, but get all the kills and hold on to the remainder of that hill time. It was just a very tough situation for them to be in.
And it was play of the game there by Rosin to get both members down there. I knew he would get the first one. I did not expect him to turn onto Lep to follow that up. So very well done by all of them. Here we get a quick look at our alpha stream. Here's your chance to take a screenshot so you can see what times everything will get played as we are moving on to our 6 p.m. slot after this one, quarterfinal number 2. We can also do a quick look over at the bracket, see how things are shaking out up until this point. Looking at how things are going, you see there Ottawa Gold taking down SIUE Red. That is the match we just had on stream. As we move our way back up the bracket to see who they will be going up against, if that's at all possible. They are waiting between the winner of Ottawa Black and UNI Gold. So there is your opportunity, Ottawa fans. It'll be the winner's semis if it happens. Ottawa Black still needs to sneak by UNI Gold to have that chance. But it's still coming up. There's a good chance, and we will be able to see that stream. The stream you see right there says on the Alpha stream at 6 p.m. Keep your eyes out. We have a lot of good action still ready to be coming through. And I mean, Cruz, 2 great games to kick off the day thus far.
Absolutely. And I mean, I'm so excited for the next casters to be able to come on and cast that UNI Gold Ottawa Black game. I think that game is going to be an absolute heater. Winner of that plays Ottawa Gold at 9 p.m. tonight on the Alpha channel as well. I won't be casting it, but you better bet I will be in the stream to watch those next 2 matches, man. I am so excited to be able to finish off this College COD season, man. This season has been so good. What a great season for everybody. It's been our first season here in College COD for the 2 of us, and I mean, I couldn't have enjoyed it more, man.
Yeah, exactly. It's been great. You and me, we were casting with Cheetah Wunga right before this, and then we get onto the CCL. It's just up and Adam continuing to move on forward. Before we send it to our break and get those new casters in here, though, we got to rep a little bit of that new merch. And I know you guys are looking to rep the CCL as well. We got the armory locked and loaded, ready to cover you with whatever you need, whether you need the warmth of the beanies and the hoodies, whether you need that coolness of the hat and the t-shirts, we got it all, and the black and silver just looks so smooth. You can go check out the store at collegecod.com/store. I repeat, that is collegecod.com/store to get all of your CCL apparel options. I know that Cambert says he's been wiping that thing out. What about you? Are you a polo guy? Are you a t-shirt guy? What are you going with?
Dude, look at that hoodie. I am 100% copping that champion hoodie. Champion times CCL. I said it yesterday on stream. You can't get a better combo than that for some fire merch, and I'm picking that hoodie up for sure.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be. I got the eyes on those t-shirts, looking very, very clean. That is gonna bring me and Cruz to an end here on Alpha Stream, but we got some fine talent coming in to give you guys the next couple of games. It'll be I Hold Shift himself and Visions, the dynamic duo for the next 2 games here on the Alpha Stream. Until though, we are gonna take a quick break, setting up those next games. Stick around, we still have plenty of COD, and feel free to check out the other streams. We got Bravo, Charlie, and Delta. My name has been Morgan Dunn. I've been joined by the lovely Cruz and Spaz, and we'll see you guys all soon.